Hello my loves, I hope you're having a fabulous May. Can you believe we're nearly at the end of it? Oh my gosh. Who else is this year just flying for? 2022 is going to go down in my books as the fastest year yet, I think. And this week has been no exception. I feel like I've not had any art time, which isn't necessarily true. I've just been doing some other bits and bobs. Just lighter projects, for instance, including these Artsy borders, which I personally think are fabulous to keep at the side of your desk to keep for warm-up projects, for when you just want to do a little something. So if you start by just making a few of these, you can keep them somewhere close to your art space and just add a few details such as stamping, stenciling, doodling, and build up the decoration on each one. It's just this exercise to get you into creative flow. So I personally like to use my waste paint background for my desk. I've forgotten the name of it that we use because I've got splashback in my head, but splashback is for the back of a cooker, so my mind's kind of jumbled. Sometimes something else slots in there and then I can't locate the original name of something I'm trying to source, but you guys know what I mean, the thing that I put on my desk to protect my desk, because it already has an artsy edge to it. And I also like to use 12 by 12 scrapbooking papers because they are usually going to fit into your art journals quite well. Some of you might have some art journals that are a bit higher in height than 12 inches, but then you can always duplicate and double them up so that you use 2 border strips per edge of your journal page. If you have an especially large journal, but usually 12 by 12 scrapbooking papers will do the job. And I like to use backgrounds that I don't particularly like and either use the reverse or just paint over them. If there's nothing on the other side or the other side is quite blank, I tend to just use that side. Or if it's a double-sided paper and I don't like either side, then I'll just put a little bit of paint down, a little bit of interest, and then build it up over weeks and even months. You know, you don't have to finish this project. This is a very light, enjoyable project and something to have on hand so you can just get a little bit of arting in, even in 2 minutes, 5 minutes, however long you have. You can use easy things such as paint markers. I personally like to use acrylic on these borders because I think it gives it more of an arty look, you know, a painterly look, to use acrylic paint or acrylic paint markers. But you can use pencils, Copics or Pro markers, whatever mark making tools you are a fan of. I personally just like being a little bit sloppy with this technique, being a bit sloppy with the paint, so not trying to make things look too matchy. I'm not bothered about my shapes not being the same size or look the same as I go along these borders. I like them to be a little bit quirky and a bit handmade looking. What I also really love about these borders is that when you create some of them, you cut them to reveal the border strip you made, and then you get the negative as well to play with. But I will say, depending on what designs you create, they can be a little bit flimsy, so if you've got something to put them in to keep them safe, I would suggest doing that, otherwise they couldn't be easily teared. Usually I use plastic wallets, you know, for like documents for this sort of thing, but I'm all out, so I'm stealing some packaging from some pre-made borders. And when you've done them, they're just useful to add to any page, to add this instant arty interest. Even if it's not on an art journal page, even if it's on like a written journal page, they really spruce up the page, give it a bit of character, give it a bit of life, and make something like a notebook or a planner just more interesting to use. So I hope you enjoy this project. And just to let you guys know, in 2 weeks we will be starting the Super Studio Spruce Up, which is a free event I'm going to be hosting on my art community, where we are going to create best art studios ever and have 4 weeks together creating our most inspiring art studios with community support, with prizes. It's gonna be a blast, so you can go over and join that now, ready for us to start in June. So I hope you guys come and join that. Take care and I'll see you soon. I was out in my chair for what, 20 seconds? Madam? Mama needs that chair. I think I've lost this battle.